I am the youngest test subject in the base. After undergoing thousands of experiments, my body and brain have been developed to their limits. Until the base exploded, I fell into another world. A wealthy man passing by picked me up and took me home. I became the spoiled young master of a rich family. When my wealthy mother held my hand and led me downstairs, a girl like a lit bomb threw her school bag on the ground and rushed over in just a few strides. She picked me up and dragged me towards the door, just like taking out the trash. "Chenjiang, what are you doing? Put your little brother down right now!" Lu Ru's terrified scream was left behind as she managed to stop her daughter just before I was thrown out of the house. Chenjiang looked at me with disgust, roaring angrily, "I don't have a bastard for a little brother. What nonsense are you talking about? What bastard? Chen Fan is a child your father and I adopted. Who told you he's a bastard?" Chenjiang didn't listen at all. "Mom, you're still lying to me. What kind of spell did he put you under? How can you lower yourself like this, even being willing to raise someone else's child?" With a slap, Chenjiang clutched her face, a look of disbelief on her face. "Mom, you hit me for a bastard?" Liu Ru was so angry her hands were shaking. "You have no respect. You speak without thinking. Is this how I usually teach you? I'll say this one last time. Chen Fan is not a bastard. Now get to your room immediately. Reflect on your actions. Don't come out until you've thought it through." Chenjiang shot me a fierce glare, quickly went upstairs, and slammed the door. After this commotion, Liu Ru lost all interest in going shopping. She left me in the care of the butler and went back to her room. On the second floor, on my 18th knock, there was finally a sound from inside. With a thud, it seemed like something had been thrown at the door. Then, the girl's impatient voice came out. "Get lost, don't bother me, I didn't leave." I knocked on the door again. After the sound of hurried footsteps, the door was flung open. Seeing it was me, Chenjiang immediately tried to close the door again, but I held the door firmly, preventing her from closing it no matter how hard she tried. Chenjiang was furious. "Are you a monster?" Such strength, I wasn't angry. I gave her a friendly smile. "Sister, can I come in?" "No." Chenjiang reflexively refused, but thinking about how I was still holding the door open, she gave up struggling and stepped aside. "Come in the room." Chenjiang was wearing headphones and playing a game with no intention of paying any attention to me. I obediently sat to the side and watched, not trying to start a conversation. "You rushed in without even looking. Why are you running so fast? In a hurry to get reincarnated?" "Great. We're wearing headphones to play the game. Are you wearing a hearing aid? Why are you still barking when you suck so much?" "My dog plays better than you." From the beginning of the match until now, Chenjiang's mouth hadn't stopped. When the victory message appeared on the screen, Chenjiang finally stopped swearing. Only then did I speak up. "Sister, can I play this?" Chenjiang glanced at me, mocking. "Who's your sister? Go pee in the garden and play in the mud. That suits you better." Seeing me lower my head in disappointment, an idea suddenly popped into Chenjiang's head. "Heh, it's not impossible if you want to play." She looked at me with a wicked smile. "Let's make a bet. If you lose, you'll obediently get out of my house. What if I win?" Chenjiang sneered, laughing at me for not knowing my own limits. "If you win, I'll never call you a bastard again." I shook my head. "If I win, can you go and apologize to Mom?" The way you spoke to Mom just now, she was very sad. Chenjiang was stunned, not expecting me to make such a request. She was so angry just now that her mind went blank and she spoke without thinking. Even if I hadn't said anything, she would have found a chance to apologize. "Do I need you to tell me that? Stop dawdling. So, are we betting or not?" "We're betting." Seeing that I had taken the bait, Chenjiang picked up her phone and sent a voice message to her group. "Is anyone there? I've invited an expert to carry you guys through a dungeon. Get online now, soon." The game lobby was full. Chenjiang chose the hardest dungeon, then handed me the keyboard and mouse. "Here, these are all my best friends. You have to play well. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Don't worry, sister, I'm very good at fighting." Before Chenjiang could even hand me the headphones, she saw that I had already pressed start. So, Chenjiang put the headphones on herself instead. Unable to hear the game sounds and without communicating with teammates, she wanted to see how I could possibly win. 3 minutes into the game. Damn, is this guy using a wall hack? That boss was hiding in the grass 300 meters away. How could he see it? Did he train at Lengxiang? This guy is a beast. The character on the screen, at an unbelievable speed, was continuously headshotting small mobs while also having free hands to accurately lock onto the suddenly appearing boss, dealing massive damage. And the one in control, the bastard little brother that she had wanted to throw right out of the house, was now standing on his tiptoes, leaning against the desk, focused on the screen. I must be seeing things. Never mind the teammates, even she couldn't believe her own eyes. From her perspective, the boss hadn't even shown its head yet, but my skills were already aimed at it, as if I already knew the boss would appear there. While she was still dazed, I had already led the team to victory. Congratulations on being the first team to clear this dungeon, receiving an exclusive title and exclusive rewards. The in-game system announcement was still running. The cheers of her teammates in the headphones made her eardrums ache. Phone notifications kept popping up. They were all asking where she had invited this expert from and if she could introduce them. Chenjiang frustratedly ruffled her hair, looking at the first kill achievement on the screen, then looking at me in front of her. Her expression was complicated, and she was speechless. "See for yourselves." She turned on the camera, took a picture of my back, and sent it to the group. A few seconds later, the group chat exploded. "No way! This is a hell difficulty dungeon. I mean, was that achievement just now done by this kid, who can barely even reach the mouse? Playing while standing on his tiptoes? He wasn't even wearing headphones, didn't die once, and didn't give us a chance. Thanks, I'm hurt, crying over my own incompetence. Chen Jiang stared at my harmless face, her tone complicated. How on earth did you know where the boss would appear? I just saw it. I tilted my head. You couldn't see it? Chen Jiang was speechless. See my ass. The boss mechanics of this dungeon? Even professional players couldn't figure them out. There are hundreds of pages of curses on the forums saying the game company is just messing with the players. And now, a 9-year-old kid has easily crushed it. Humiliating, so humiliating, she rubbed her nose, her tone a few degrees softer than before. Are you really not my dad's illegitimate son? I shook my head, my eyes sparkling. No, I'm not. I specially came from another world to find my parents. Chen Jiang automatically translated this sentence to mean coming from an orphanage. The bit of hostility in her heart completely vanished. All right, I guess I misunderstood you. She shyly turned her face away. You won. I'll go apologize to Mom later. Suddenly, another message arrived on her phone. Chen Jiang opened it to look, and her expression changed abruptly. Secret base. Help. Just 2 words. Even the punctuation radiated panic. Chen Jiang grabbed her backpack and rushed to the balcony, pulling a rope out from a corner. Her knot tying was skillful. I have something urgent. We'll talk when I get back. She slid down the rope to the first floor. As soon as her feet touched the ground, she looked down and saw me looking up at her with a wide grin on my small face. Sister, where are you going? Can I come with you? Chen Jiang was utterly shocked. How did he get down here? But there was no time to worry about that now. She grabbed me and lowered her voice. Don't make a sound. Follow me. A villa in the suburbs. Several cool motorcycles were parked in front, along with a battered old van completely out of place here. Clearly, strangers had come. Before, when this group of rich kids was here, they always liked to play music very loud, but now the villa was completely silent. The curtains were all drawn. All signs indicated that something had happened inside. Chen Jiang squatted at a corner of the wall trying to text her friend, but no one replied. Could they all be dead? I should have connected the security cameras to my phone. Sister. I suddenly tugged on her sleeve. You have a computer in your bag, right? What time is it now? And you're still thinking about playing? While Chen Jiang was going crazy, I opened her backpack myself, took out the computer, and my fingers flew across the keyboard. Done. What's done? Chen Jiang took the computer, and her eyes immediately widened. On the screen was the footage from the security cameras inside the villa. You hacked into the surveillance system? Her voice cracked. You know how to do this too? I blinked. Not really. I just saw a book in Dad's study. It was written in there. Chen Jiang. Is this something you can learn just by reading a book? But now was not the time to be amazed. She quickly scanned the surveillance screen. In the esports room on the second floor, her friends were all tied up together, and 2 masked men were ransacking everything in the villa. Sister, I suddenly pointed at the screen. Why do they have to wear such ugly masks? The corner of Chen Jiang's mouth twitched, probably because their faces are too ugly. Seeing the robbers go up to the 3rd floor, she pushed the computer into my arms. You wait here. I'm going to rescue them. After saying that, she climbed through the window. I looked at her back, silently reaching out my hand like Kang. But sister, one of them has already come down. This sister of mine seems a bit dumb. I sighed. Oh well. My sister. My responsibility. I put the computer and helmet into the backpack, put it on my back, and climbed up the outer drain pipe with my hands and feet. A few minutes later, Chen Jiang was tied up like a dumpling in the esports room, thrown in roughly, staring at her friends. Jiang Tanyue was devastated. Chen Jiang, how did you get caught too? Didn't you text me to come rescue you guys? Jiang Tanyue was so mad she wanted to kick her. I told you to call the police. Chen Jiang guiltily looked away. I was in such a hurry that I forgot. What do we do now? Another friend was about to cry. They took all our phones. You got caught too. Are we just going to wait here to die? Actually, we're not completely out of options. Chen Jiang forced a laugh. My little brother, the one who carried you guys in the game, he's also outside. Jiang Tanyue's eyes were full of contempt. Chen Jiang, are you even human? It wasn't enough for you to walk into a trap? You had to drag a child into it too. Chen Jiang shrank back, explaining in a low voice. Actually, my little brother is pretty amazing. Before she could finish her sentence, they heard 2 knocks. Someone had tapped lightly on the esports room window. Everyone turned their heads abruptly, their pupils constricting in shock. Outside the window, I was holding onto the sill with one hand and waving at them with the other. Before their astonished eyes, I jumped in through the window. Jiang Tanyue's voice cracked. How did you get up here? I smiled innocently. I climbed up the drain pipe. Then I quickly untied the ropes on Chen Jiang's wrists and then untied the others as well. I dusted off my clothes and stood up. You sisters stay here and don't move. Let me go buy some tangerines for you. Chen Jiang pulled me back. This is no time for old memes. Take out the computer. We need to see where they are and run while they're not looking. Jiang Tanyue immediately objected. No, it's too risky. They have guns. If we get caught trying to escape, we're done for. I was curious. Guns? What are those? Chen Jiang swallowed. A gun is a tool that helps creatures calm down. It's the truth. I tilted my head and thought for 2 seconds. So if I take their guns, will that make them calm down and stop stealing things? That's the theory, but something seems a little off about it. I suddenly raised my index finger. Shh, someone's coming! Everyone immediately held their breath. The heavy footsteps grew closer. I quickly pushed Chen Jiang's head under the table. Hidewell, what are you doing? Chen Jiang didn't have time to pull me back before she saw me grab a can of Coke from the table and walk to the back of the door. The sound of the doorknob turning made everyone's hearts leap into their throats. Click. The door opened. A man wearing a Bear 2 mask walked in. It was the same person who had caught Chen Jiang on the first floor earlier. The dark barrel of the gun swept across the room. Before he could even turn around, thwack! The soda can hit him right on the back of the neck. Who was that? The robber suddenly turned around. Just as his finger touched the trigger, a pink figure flashed before his eyes. The next second, a heart-piercing pain shot through his knee. Crack! Ah! The crisp sound of breaking bone was followed by a blood-curdling scream. I picked up the gun that had fallen on the ground, examining it closely. So this is a gun. Sister, catch. Take this to protect yourself. Chen Jiang fumbled to catch it, breaking out in a cold sweat. Oh, my ancestor, can you just throw this thing around? What if it accidentally goes off? The sound of hurried footsteps came from the hallway. Second brother, why are you screaming in here instead of working? The rough voice grew closer. I grabbed the robber's mask and put it on my head. In front of everyone's horrified eyes, I calmly walked to the door, waved at the robber who had just arrived, and intentionally lowered my voice. Big brother, I'm fine. Everyone. Wait, is this right? Do you think the robber is blind? Damn it, where did this brat come from? Are you looking to die? Believe he'll blow your brains out with one shot? The robber in the Bear 1 mask was furious. He reached out to grab me. Don't touch him! Chen Jiang crawled out from under the table, her hand holding the gun trembling slightly. Move again and he'll shoot, the robber sneered and roughly pushed me. You'll touch him anyway. Go ahead and shoot. Chen Jiang pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. The gun is fake. Seeing her astonished expression, the robber laughed sinisterly and poked my forehead with his gun barrel. Wanna guess if this one of mine is real or fake? Uncle, there's no need to guess. Yours is real. I said in a clear voice. I could see the difference between the two guns at a glance. Hearing that, Chen Jiang immediately threw the gun away and raised her hands in surrender. Big brother, I was just kidding. Don't be angry. Please, take whatever you want from the villa. If it's not enough, I'll call home and ask for more. I hope you can be lenient. Can you please spare my little brother? Weren't you so arrogant just now? Go on, keep being arrogant. You want me to spare him? All right. The robber jutted his chin towards Chen Jiang. I just took a leak and a few drops got on my shoes. You kneel down and lick my shoes clean for me, and I'll spare your little brother. The smile on Chen Jiang's face vanished. She looked at me with a gun pointed at me, her knees starting to buckle. Zhang Tanyue pulled her back. Chen Jiang, you're really doing it. Chen Jiang is the little tyrant of the richest Chen family. Have you ever seen her bow her head, let alone kneel? What else can I do? I was the one who brought them here. I have to take responsibility. No one noticed my eyes. Had already turned ice cold. Mister, humiliating others isn't something a good child should do. I'm a robber? Don't talk about humiliation. So what if I kill you? The robber, being defied by a child time and again, had now lost all his patience. He pulled the trigger. Bang. Don't. Everyone closed their eyes in fear. When the gunshot rang out, they opened their eyes, only to see me still standing there unharmed, with a gun in my hand, while the robber clutched his right hand, backing away in fear. What kind of monster are you? The person was clearly right in front of him, yet he didn't even see how the other person moved. You like kneeling so much? I calmly raised the gun and aimed at his knees, pulled the trigger without hesitation. Then you can kneel properly yourself. 2 bangs broke the silence. The robber screamed in agony and collapsed to his knees, witnessing the whole thing. The rich kids all sucked in a cold breath and quietly moved behind Chen Jiang. Sis, your little brother is a bit too ruthless. Jiang Tanyue stared at me with interest. This illegitimate little brother of Chen Jiang is really interesting. 10 minutes later, the police arrived. Along with them were the parents of these rich kids. Captain Chen looked at the robber's incessantly bleeding wound, his eyebrows furrowed tightly. You mean to say, a 9-year-old child like you faced a robber with a gun, not only disarmed him with your bare hands, but also shot the robber twice? I nodded without changing my expression. That's right, officer. I did it all. Captain Chen clearly didn't believe my words. He glanced around, his eyes stopping on the camera in the corner of the room. Where's the surveillance footage? Captain, here it is. A police officer walked over holding a phone and showed the copied video to Captain Chen. After watching the video, when Captain Chen looked at me again, the gentle look on his face was gone. Tell me the truth. How did you learn to shoot? Where did you learn? Who taught you? His tone grew harsher with each question. If it were a normal child, they would have been scared into confessing everything by now. But I just stood there calmly. Chen Jiang, displeased with his tone, frowned and interrupted. Captain Chen, my brother is not your criminal. Captain Chen softened his voice. Sorry, professional habit? I shook my head. No one taught me. That mean uncle shot at me once. I copied him while dodging the bullet. You still had time to observe how the robber shot the gun. This is truly absurd. Not a single police officer present believed it. But Captain Chen just said, got it, and let them leave. The officer next to him couldn't help but ask the captain, we're just letting them go like that? You can tell that kid is lying. No, he's not lying. He really doesn't know how to shoot. Didn't you look closely at his hands? His fingertips and the web of his thumb are both injured. That's from holding the gun improperly. Captain Chen subconsciously looked at my retreating back. Besides the injuries on his hands, there are also many calluses. Definitely not something a child his age should have. The records show he just arrived here not long ago, as a child adopted by the Chen family, but his records before being adopted are a blank slate. It's as if he appeared out of thin air. Just who are you? On the way home, Father Chen's hands gripped the steering wheel, veins bulging, but he didn't say a word from beginning to end. Chen Jiang cowered in the corner of the back seat, her forehead pressed against the cold car window. Even her breathing was extremely light. The car drove into the Chen family villa. At the door, Liu Ru stood holding a feather duster. There, Chen Jiang's knees went weak. She fell to her knees with a thud. Father Chen reflexively started to kneel too, but rigidly stopped himself mid-air. He quickly went to stand motionlessly beside his wife. Two heavy shadows loomed over the two siblings. I looked at Chen Jiang, then at Liu Ru and Father Chen. After a moment's hesitation, I also knelt beside Chen Jiang. My small hand quietly tugged on the hem of her clothes. Sis, they're mom and dad. Do we still get hit even after kneeling? What are you thinking? Chen Jiang lowered her voice. At home, mom is the law. Kneeling to be lectured is a basic ritual. I had an epiphany, and knelt even more properly. The two siblings whispered to each other as if no one was there, completely unaware that their deliberately lowered voices had already reached the ears of the two people opposite them. The corners of Liu Ru's tightly pressed lips twitched slightly. She originally wanted to make them kneel a little longer, but hearing their words, she couldn't help but chuckle. She instinctively coughed lightly to hide her smile. Chen Fan, come here to mom. I had just lifted my knee when I saw Chen Jiang wasn't moving at all, and knelt back down with a thud. It's okay, mom. You'll stay here with my sister. Liu Ru sighed, threw the feather duster away, and rubbed her temples. All right, both of you, get up. Chen Jiang looked as if she had been pardoned, and secretly gave me a thumbs up. Chen Jiang, do you know where you went wrong? Chen Jiang nodded. I know I shouldn't have, without knowing the truth. Lost my temper with my little brother. I shouldn't have spoken rudely to mom. I shouldn't have led my little brother into a dangerous place. Liu Ru shook her head. Wrong. Your biggest mistake was that when you encountered danger, the first thing you did wasn't to call the police. Nor did you tell an adult. Instead, you chose to walk into danger yourself. Your little brother has never been to school. He doesn't know anything. Don't you know any better? Do you know how worried mom was when you two snuck out? If something had happened to you two. Liu Ru's voice choked with emotion as she spoke. Before she could finish her sentence, Chen Jiang rushed forward and grabbed her trembling hand. Mom, I swear, I'll never do it again. Just then, Butler hurried in. Sir, madam, people from the Jiang family and other families have arrived. They said they want to come and thank you in person. In the courtyard, Mrs. Jiang pulled Jiang Tanyue and quickly walked in. Mrs. Chen, today was really all thanks to your son. If it weren't for him, I dare not think what would have happened. This is for him. You must accept it. Otherwise, I'll feel very uneasy. Taking this opportunity, Chen Jiang secretly pulled me away from this chaotic scene. In the back garden, Chen Jiang and I sat on the swing watching the sunset. Hey, I heard you got into St. Talan with outstanding results. That's great. You didn't bring shame to our Chen family, sis. You finally admit that I'm your little brother? Haha. Chen Jiang awkwardly turned her face away and said stubbornly, I never said that. If you won't have him, I will. Jiang Tanyue led the group of girls who had just escaped death over to us. Little Chen Fan, she doesn't see you as her brother. Come to my house. From now on, you'll be my real little brother. That's right. That's right. You saved our lives. From now on, we are all your real big sisters. If anyone dares to bully you, just tell us. We'll get revenge for you. The girls surrounded me, trying to curry favor, almost pushing Chen Jiang off the swing. Little brother Chen Fan, come play at my family's race course next week. Come to my house. My family just installed a 3D projector. The gaming experience is awesome. Move aside, little Chen Fan. Come to my house. I'll give you the private jet my dad just bought. The girls, over the issue of whose house to go to, nearly got into a fight. Chen Jiang looked at her little brother, who was surrounded by everyone. At this moment, I was innocently and awkwardly dealing with the sister's enthusiasm. Move, don't scare him. Chen Jiang pushed them away and pulled me forcefully into her arms. This is my little brother. Don't even think about snatching him. Jiang Tanyue looked at her amusingly. Oh, didn't the great young miss of the Chen family refuse to acknowledge him earlier? Who said I didn't? His name is in my family's household register. Why wouldn't I acknowledge him? From now on, I am his real big sister. If you guys want to curry favor with my little brother, then get in line behind me. In the evening, Chen Jiang pulled me along to play games. Because I didn't have a game account, she gave me a max level account. Wow, this godlike prediction, this cool positioning, this smooth combo chain. Chen Fan, you're really good. Ha ha ha, awesome. This is the first time I felt a game was this easy. It's all thanks to little brother Chen Fan. Ever since the Drift Stop announcement spammed the entire server, our guild is about to explode from all the applications. Everyone wants to be carried by an expert. They don't even consider if an expert is that easy to invite. That's right. That's right. Even we have to get in line. There's no way it's their turn. Hearing the teammates' praises in her headset, Chen Jiang's tail was about to stick up to the sky. It was as if the person they were praising wasn't me, but her, of course. Look at whose little brother he is. Puffed, sis Chen. Can you stop patting yourself on the back? You are indeed formidable, but compared to little brother Chen Fan, you're just a rookie, okay? Get lost, be careful, or I won't let my little brother play with you guys anymore. Hey, don't. I was wrong, Sis Chen. You are magnanimous. Please spare this lowly one. I'm just a little bit away from ranking up, knowing they were joking. Chen Jiang wasn't angry either. After all, her skills weren't as good as mine, but so what? No matter how good he is, he's still her little brother. No way. It's already 11 o'clock. My little brother has to go to sleep. Kids shouldn't stay up late. Ignoring her friend's pleas, Chen Jiang decisively quit the game before sleeping, thinking of my sweet sis. Good night? The corners of Chen Jiang's mouth couldn't help but curve into a smile. The next day, Chen Jiang rarely woke up early and dragged me to the biggest shopping mall. 10 minutes later, I was surrounded by a group of rich young ladies in the middle of the mall with a large entourage. The group of rich young ladies who were rescued yesterday. Every single one of them came. Chen Jiang's face was as dark as the bottom of a pot. Hey, why are you all here? Sis Chen Fan is actually our little brother too. This matter of buying things for our little brother, how could we be left out? Jiang Tanyue smiled obnoxiously. She was doing it on purpose. Who told Chen Jiang to show off in the group chat last night? Now you can't even smile, can you? That's right, Sis Chen. You're not very kind either, secretly trying to win over our little brother behind our backs? What do you mean, secretly winning him over behind your backs? I was his sister to begin with. Buying things for my little brother is perfectly normal. Chen Jiang was about to go crazy. She wanted to make a good impression on me, with these people following along. How could she do that? Everyone were also his sisters. We also want to buy things for our little brother. All right. They were giving me a headache. I couldn't help but raise my small hands. Sisters, please don't argue anymore. Can we just walk around together? And so, a very grand scene appeared in the shopping mall. My left hand held Chen Jiang's, my right hand held Jiang Tanyue's, with several other rich young ladies following behind, just like a little yellow duck surrounded by stars. The head-turning rate was extremely high. This limited edition stationery gift box. Buy it? Do you have a diamond-studded school bag? Get it? Get a smartwatch? Get a whole stack. The group of young ladies started a shopping spree in the mall. Everywhere they went, they had to buy something. At noon in a Michelin restaurant, I looked at the 8 different, non-repeating premium kids' meals in front of me. My jaw almost hit the floor. Sisters, do I have to eat all of this? Chen Jiang unceremoniously pushed the things bought by others aside, leaving only her portion. Don't mind them. Eat the food I bought. As soon as she finished speaking, Jiang Tanyue brought a piece of steak that she had already cut to my mouth. Little brother Chen Fan, try the steak I cut for you myself. This is the chef's specialty. Move aside. Chen Jiang pushed her away. Chen Fan, this is an exclusive drink I had specially made. Try it, eat mine, taste mine first. Everyone rushed to bring what they bought to my mouth. The scene became a chaotic mess. Stop! I suddenly stood up and slammed my small hand on the table with a thud. Everyone immediately fell silent. How about this? The food you all bought. I'll taste one bite of each, one by one, okay? The girls nodded repeatedly. In an instant, they transformed into waitresses, lining up to serve me. I was like a little food critic, giving a serious review after each bite. Sis Jiang's steak is delicious. Sis Chen's drink is very special. Sis Chu's presentation is super beautiful. Those who were called out and praised puffed out their chests. Those whose turn hadn't come yet scratched their heads anxiously. Just then, a trembling waiter walked over. Excuse me, esteemed guests. A lady has complained that it's too noisy over here. At the next table sat a gaudily dressed woman, who was currently rolling her eyes in disdain. The child next to her also copied her and rolled his eyes at me. Where did this country bumpkin come from? Acting like he's never eaten a meal before, eating in the same restaurant as this kind of person, really lowers my status. And that woman not only didn't stop him, but instead looked at the waiter scornfully. Hey you! They're affecting my son's meal. Why haven't you quickly kicked out this bunch of bumpkins who've never seen the world? The atmosphere instantly froze. The manager rushed over and stopped the waiter and hurriedly put on a placating smile. The new employee doesn't know any better. Please, young ladies and young master, don't blame him. Then she turned and said to the mother and son duo, Excuse me, you two. You have seriously affected our customer's meal. Please leave. Ridiculous. She recognized this woman. She was the mistress of some tycoon. Relying on the fact that she was with a rich man, she caused trouble all day long and looked down on everyone. She should know that the people in front of her, with just one word, could instantly bankrupt the tycoon she was with. So whose side to be on? She knew very well. On what grounds are you kicking us out? Do you know who my dad is? You all just wait? None of them paid any mind to this small matter. Given their status, they couldn't be bothered to argue with such a person. After the meal, the girls all went to arrange for people to deliver the gifts they bought to the Chen family's house. Chen Jiang went for a walk with me. She saw me looking at a passing boy holding an ice cream and gulping. Chen Jiang couldn't help but laugh. Want some? I nodded. Can I? You ate a lot at lunch. Your stomach is as full as a balloon right now. Chen Jiang patted my head. But you can only eat a little. You'll eat the rest. You wait for me here obediently. I'll go buy it for you. I obediently stood there and waited. Unexpectedly, I ran into the mother and son from the restaurant. That mother and son saw me standing here alone. The woman's garishly red-nailed hand immediately gripped her son's shoulder tightly. Honey, look, that country bumpkin is all alone. The boy's eyes lit up. He pushed his mother's hand away and rushed forward, intentionally slamming his shoulder hard into me. Unexpectedly, he didn't manage to knock me over. Instead, his own shoulder felt like it had hit a wall. It hurt so much that tears were about to well up. How do you walk? Are you blind? It hurts like hell. The boy's voice was shrill. I frowned. You clearly bumped into me yourself. I said it was you, so it was you. What right does a country bumpkin like you have to talk back to me? The boy screamed hysterically. Where are all your good big sisters? Why aren't they with you? Could it be that they couldn't pay after eating and were held back to wash dishes? Mom, look at how rustic he is. He's even wearing such an ugly bag. His mother not only didn't stop him, but glanced over with utter disdain. Honey, don't bother with this kind of person. It'll lower your standards. I tilted my head and seriously asked the boy, You think my school bag is very ugly? Of course, it's butt ugly. Only a poor person like you would wear this bag. I was skeptical. If you're not poor, you can't wear this bag? I think it looks nice. The boy didn't hide his malice at all. Not poor? Who would believe that? How about this? You buy this outfit, and he'll believe you're not poor. How about it? I looked in the direction he was pointing. I saw a mannequin in a glass display case. It was wearing a smoky blue dress. It gave off a soft glow under the lights. Mom would definitely look beautiful in this dress. All right, I'll buy it. I walked into the store and asked the staff to wrap up the dress for me. The mother and son looked at each other. A triumphant smile appeared on their faces. Some people truly don't know their own limits. His sister is still washing dishes to pay off a debt at a restaurant, and he wants to buy a 5-figure dress here. Hearing that, the employee who was holding the bag immediately pulled her hand back. She looked at me with suspicion in her eyes. This young master, may I ask how you will be paying? I took out a black card from my backpack. I'll pay with this. My dad stuffed this card into my hands before I left. He said it has no limit, no password, and I can swipe it as I please. Seeing that card, the mother and son's laughter grew even more arrogant. There are only 10 of these black cards in the entire country of Yun. 2 of them are in the hands of the top tycoons of H City. So what? Are you a tycoon? I pulled my hand back. Is this card that valuable? Then I should probably go home and return it to Dad. My intention was to put the card away safely, but I didn't expect this action. In the eyes of others, it looked like I had a guilty conscience. The employee's face turned completely cold. If you don't have money, what clothes are you buying? Wasting my time. The boy pointed at the dress from before and whined to the woman. Mommy, that dress is so beautiful. Only you are worthy of it. Go try it on. Wait, I haven't said I'm not buying this dress. Miss, could you please wait a moment? My sister went to buy ice cream. She'll pay for me when she gets back. Faced with my polite request, the employee grew even more impatient. She shoved me hard. Get out, get out, get out. Even if your sister washed dishes for a lifetime, she couldn't afford the clothes here. Get out now. Don't dirty the clothes in our store. Do you hear me? I told you to get lost. The boy aggressively poked me. Each time he used all his strength. What are you all doing? When Chenjiang returned with the ice cream, she saw the little brother she cherished in the palm of her hand, standing with his head down in front of a clothing store, being pushed out by someone. She rushed forward in a couple of large strides and pulled her little brother behind her to protect him. Seeing her return, the mother and son started their taunts and jeers again. Look, the dishwashing sister is back. Your little brother doesn't have money for clothes. He said he was waiting for you to come back and help him. Since you're here now, then take out the money, Chenjiang asked me while taking out her wallet. Didn't Dad give you a black card before we left? Before I could answer, the employee impatiently interrupted. Let me tell you, if you don't have money, stop trying to save face, okay? Who are you trying to fool with a fake black card? I still have important customers to attend to. I don't have time to watch you two put on a show. Today, Chenjiang only wore a casual outfit with no obvious brand. The employee's tone was extremely contemptuous. Who told you the card was fake? Chenjiang's expression immediately darkened. Get your manager out here. The employee rolled her eyes. You think you can see our manager just because you want to? Get lost. Don't disrupt our business. The mother and son stood to the side, their faces full of glee. What's wrong? What's wrong? Want to buy some clothes? Why are you standing at the door? Why don't you go in? Zhang Tunyue and the others had also finished their arrangements and returned. As they got closer, they realized the atmosphere was tense. When they saw the mother and son, they immediately frowned. Why are you two here? What, wasn't getting kicked out of the restaurant enough for you? Do you want to get kicked out again? Seeing the girls in front of her all dressed in luxury brands? This time the employee was also stunned. Didn't they say they were a bunch of poor people? Have you ever seen a poor person covered head to toe in designer clothes? The woman was completely oblivious to the danger. She glanced at everyone contemptuously. So what? A bunch of snot-nosed kids trying to act tough in front of me? If it weren't for that stubborn restaurant manager earlier, I wouldn't have let this bunch of brats off so easily. Do you know who my husband is? CO Lin of the Lin Group. You dare mess with me. Be careful, or it'll make you suffer the consequences. The boy also chimed in, borrowing his mother's authority. That's right, you paupers. If you know what's good for you, then kneel down and apologize to me along with your dirt-poor sister. Otherwise, when my dad gets here, he won't let you off. My expression immediately sank. I finally couldn't take it anymore. I pushed him to the ground. Don't you dare insult my sister. Xuan. The woman saw her son get hit. She screamed and rushed forward. How are you, sweetie? Are you hurt anywhere? Does it hurt? Boo-hoo. Mommy, it hurts so much, the boy wailed. Mom, get revenge for me. Mommy, I want to kill this piece of trash. The woman glared at me fiercely. You piece of trash? Are you tired of living? Thud. Before she could finish her sentence, her whole body was sent flying. Chen Jiang's voice was as cold as ice. Watch your mouth. If you dare insult my brother one more time, you'll make it so you can't live peacefully in this city. Jiang Tanyue let out a cold laugh. A dangerous glint flashed in her eyes. How interesting. I've lived this long and I've never seen anyone dare to speak to me like that. The pathetic woman lay sprawled on the ground. She took out her phone and screamed frantically. You dare to treat us like this. Just you wait. My husband won't let you off. As soon as the call connected, the phone was snatched away by the young miss of the Chu family. Hello, CEO Lin. It's me, from the Chu family. We just met a few days ago. It's nothing major. It's just that while shopping, we ran into your little mistress and your illegitimate child. They caused a bit of unpleasantness. 10 minutes. Third floor of the city's shopping mall. Her voice suddenly turned cold. When the time is up, and you're not here, then just wait for bankruptcy and liquidation. The woman's face turned pale, but she still tried to act calm. What are you pretending for? My husband is... 10 minutes later, a well-dressed man in a suit, a middle-aged man, panting, rushed into the store. Honey, the woman looked as if she had seen her savior. It's them. They bullied me. You have to get revenge for me and Xuan. Slap. A loud slap cut her off. CEO Lin didn't even spare them a glance. He walked straight up to Chen Jiang and the others, and bowed respectfully. Young Miss Chen, young Miss Jiang, young Miss Chu, I'm truly sorry. It's my fault for not disciplining them properly. I hope you can all be magnanimous, and go easy on us this one time. Tiny beads of sweat formed on his forehead. The company's capital chain was on the verge of breaking. Just the day before yesterday, he had pleaded with the Chu family for an investment. Now this stupid pair had thoroughly offended them. CEO Lin, Jiang Tanyue, fiddled with her cufflinks. Her smile was full of danger. Your mistress just declared that she wanted to make us suffer the consequences. The woman's face immediately turned deathly pale. The background of any one of these girls was that of a prominent figure, but just now, it's over. It's all over. The woman's legs went weak. She knelt on the ground. Xuan, come over here and apologize. I won't. The boy stubbornly pushed the woman's hand away. Why should I? Dad, it's one thing that you won't help us get revenge, but why did you hit Mom? Why are you making us apologize? I hate you. Slap. The woman slapped her son across the face. I told you to apologize. The woman screamed frantically. She felt she already had one foot into a wealthy family. She absolutely couldn't be kicked out because of this. Mom, you hit me for an outsider. The boy looked at the woman in disbelief. I'm not apologizing. I hate you all. Shut up. CEO Lin slapped the boy again. An illegitimate child is still an illegitimate child. You'll never amount to anything. If I had known, I never should have kept you and your mother. If I don't get their forgiveness today, you and your mother can get the hell out of the Lin family. Young misses, you can punish them however you want. I just hope that after you've calmed down, you won't make things difficult for my company. Chen Jiang remained silent with a cold expression. Jiang Tanyue maintained her tiger-like smile. CEO Lin, you must be joking. The one they offended was my little brother. What's the use of apologizing to us? Only then did CEO Lin notice the little boy in the middle, protected by everyone like stars around the moon. Chen Fan, his surname is Chen. He is my little brother, Chen Jiang emphasized coldly. Young Miss Chen, don't mind these details. Xiao Fan is the little brother of all of us. This sentence was like a clap of thunder. It wasn't until this moment that CEO Lin and the mother-son duo realized what kind of existence they had provoked. I walked straight up to the boy. Is it fun to use your power to bully others? The boy stubbornly held his head high. Although his cheeks were red and swollen, his eyes still burned with the flames of indignant anger. I suddenly found it all so pointless. Just now, you used your family background to bully us. Now, I'm using my family background to bully you. We're even. Everyone was a little surprised. They didn't expect me to let them off so easily. But I returned to Chen Jiang's side. Sister, I'm tired. I want to go home. Chen Jiang picked me up with a pained expression. Okay, I'll take you home. The girl's figures in the mirror reflected a sharp contrast. One person was cherished by everyone like stars surrounding the moon. One person was humiliated in public by his own parents. Chen Fan, I won't thank you. I hate you. The boy shouted at my retreating back, but he received no response. In the car, I watched the scenery fly by outside the window. My gaze was hazy. Sister Qing clearly said this was a happy world. I originally thought so too, but just now, I vaguely saw from this world a shadow of the empire. In the empire, the poor have no human rights. They aren't considered human. The powerful, rich, and influential can bully the weak as they please, treating the weak as tools for their amusement, even deciding their life and death. What's wrong? You look like you have a lot on your mind. Kids should be happy. Don't keep everything bottled up inside. Tell Sister Jiang. Sister Jiang will solve everything for you. I was silent for a moment. Sister, is family background really that important? If you have money and power, can you do whatever you want? Of course. Why do you think they are all so respectful to us? There's an old saying in Yun country. It's called money can make ghosts turn millstones. Money is probably the most useful thing in this world, Jiang Tanyue said nonchalantly. Go away, go away. Chen Jiang shot her a glare, then she gently stroked the top of my head. Xiao Fan, don't listen to her nonsense. Good and evil cannot be divided by wealth. Not all poor people are kind. Similarly, not all powerful officials and nobles are bad people. The neon lights outside the window flickered on and off, illuminating the young boy's pensive face for the rest of the journey. No one spoke. Only Jiang Tanyue, slightly annoyed, took out her phone. It was unclear who she was texting. Monday. When the car stopped at the school gate, the principal had been waiting for a long time. "We meet again. Young Master Chen." The principal came forward with a smile to greet us. I politely greeted him. "Hello, principal." "Ah!" The principal beamed, his eyes crinkling. "CO Chen, Mrs. Chen, just leave the young master to me. It's still early. I'll take him to get familiar with the environment first. Then I'll take him to his classroom." Father Chen nodded. "Then we'll have to trouble you, principal. This child has never interacted with peers his own age. We'll have to trouble the teachers to pay more attention to him. CO Chen, you're too kind. This is what we should do." The principal led me into the school grounds. The smart climate control system in the lecture building maintained the most comfortable temperature. The hallways were covered with soft carpets. On the walls were creative works by students, interspersed with replicas of famous paintings. Besides what you can see, our academy is also equipped with a race course, a greenhouse, a private cinema, a swimming pool, and other recreational areas. Recreational facilities. Outside of class, they cater to every student's interests. The principal introduced everything fluently. "Wow, this place is like a castle." "Principal, will I be studying here from now on?" The principal kindly patted my head. "That's right, you can also make a lot of friends here." When the principal led me into the 4th grade classroom, the previously noisy classroom immediately fell silent. More than 20 pairs of eyes simultaneously looked at me, the one not wearing a uniform. "Everyone, settle down. Let me introduce to you all. This is our new transfer student. His name is Chen Fan. From now on, you'll all be classmates. You must get along with each other. Got it?" After settling me in, the principal had a meeting and left in a hurry. "Don't bully others anymore. I'll help you up." The fatty nodded repeatedly. "I promise. I will never bully anyone again." Having received his promise, I helped him up. The fatty, having survived the ordeal, could no longer hold it in. He let out a loud wail. "Sorry, everyone. I seem to have overslept again." A coquettish voice came through. I shivered, turned my head to look. A young woman in a white dress, with long, straight black hair, appeared at the door. Seeing the scene in the classroom clearly, she suddenly covered her mouth and shrieked dramatically. "Ah, why did you all fall down? Does teacher need to call an ambulance?" So pitiful. Startled by her antics, even the fatty stopped crying. He stared at her blankly. I secretly poked him. "Hey, is there something wrong with this teacher's head?" Before he could answer, the woman had spread her arms wide, shielding the fatty. Her body was trembling. Anyone who didn't know would think she was facing a vicious criminal. "Zihao, don't be afraid. Teacher will protect you. Teacher Bai." "I'm not. You're the new transfer student, aren't you?" Teacher Bai's expression suddenly changed. She pointed at me and said in a shrill voice, "You're already bullying your classmates on your first day? Apologize now." "Teacher." He wasn't. Teacher Bai ignored the fatty's struggles and hugged him tightly. "Zihao, you don't need to say anything more. Teacher understands everything." Hearing Teacher Bai's pretentious tone, I couldn't help but roll my eyes. Does this teacher have a frog stuck in her throat? As I rolled my eyes, I just realized it wasn't just. The boys, and even many of the girls, were also rolling their eyes. "Teacher, you don't even understand the situation. How can you be so sure it's my fault?" Hearing that, Teacher Bai huffed as if she were pouting. She glared at me, displeased. "The students in our class are the best behaved. If it's not your fault, could it be their fault?" She saw that I was wearing casual clothes and immediately became prejudiced, thinking I was a poor student who couldn't even afford a uniform. Her tone became even more harsh. "I'm not even going to talk to you. Boys these days, trying to get girls' attention. They'll resort to any trick. I advise you to get rid of your ridiculous ideas. No girl would like a violent person like you, and don't even think about relying on them to marry into a rich family." "Why would I need to get their attention? And why would I need to rely on them to marry into a rich family?" Teacher Bai glared at me again. "Stop pretending. Do you think I don't know what a poor kid like you is thinking?" I covered my mouth in surprise. "Really? Then does that mean you know that I was just thinking to myself that you're crazy?" Pfft. I don't know who laughed first. The others also started laughing one by one. Teacher Bai's face turned green, then white. She snapped. "Bullying classmates and being disrespectful to the teacher. Get your parents here." 10 minutes later, the sound of hurried footsteps came from the hallway. "Sister, I'm here." The fatty's eyes lit up, waving his hand into the distance. I only saw a girl in a St. Thielen middle school uniform running towards the classroom. Seeing the person arrive, Teacher Bai went out to greet her. "Zihao's sister, you're finally here." "Teacher Bai, did my brother cause trouble again?" "No." "Zihao's sister, it's Zihao who was bullied by someone else," I said in surprise. "Sister Chuya." Chuya's eyes lit up. She walked straight past Teacher Bai and came to me. "Hey, little brother Chen Fan, you're in this class too?" "Yeah." I lowered my head guiltily. "Sister Chu, yeah, I'm sorry. The pencil case you gave me, I accidentally broke it." Sigh. "It's okay, it's just a pencil case. If it's broken, I'll buy you a diamond-studded one another day." Chuya patted my head. She sighed inwardly. "Little Fan is so well-behaved. If it were her stinky brat, he would just scream and demand a new one." "Wait a minute, little brother. Only then did Chuya remember her brother's existence. She turned her head to look and saw her stupid brother looking at her with a dissatisfied expression. Sis, I'm your real brother. Why are you so nice to an illegitimate child like him? Shut up. What nonsense are you spouting? Who told you Chenfan is an illegitimate child? Chu Zihao shrank back from the scolding. Why are you being so fierce? Everyone's saying it. Chuya slapped her brother on the head. Are you a pig brain? You're being used by others and you don't even know it. Chen Fan is the official young master of the Chen family. He just saved my life a few days ago, and you dared to bring people to bully him. As soon as she finished speaking, the whole class gasped. Apparently, they all knew about the incident where the rich, second-generation kids were held up by armed robbers. But they only knew the rescuer was from the Chen family, and they all thought it was Chen Jiang. They didn't expect it to be me. Chu Zihao's eyes shone brightly. The look he gave me no longer held the previous disdain. Chen Fan, did you really fight with your bare hands and defeat the armed robbers, saving my sister from dire straits? I was startled by his sudden change in attitude, but I still nodded. Yes, I saved them. What's wrong? Wow, it really was you. I've met my idol. Chu Zihao suddenly dropped to one knee. I was blind, daring to call my idol an illegitimate child. I deserve to die. What face do I have left to be your underling? It's not that serious. I was just about to help him up. Chu Zihao hugged my leg. I've decided. Idol, I want to be your dog. Chuya truly had no face to look at anyone. She hurriedly pulled her stupid brother away. Is it too late to disown him now? Sis, don't pull me. I am Big Boss's dog. In this life, he'll only acknowledge one big boss. Shut up. One more noisy word from you, and he'll beat you into a dog. Chuya just wanted to find a hole to crawl into. Humiliating. So humiliating. Why did she even come here today? Teacher Bai, seeing that no one was paying attention to her, stomped her foot and tried to squeeze forward. Miss? Why would Zihao be a dog for him? Bai Shinji, shut your mouth for me. The Dean of Studies' angry shout came from outside the door. Following him were Father Chen and the principal, with grim faces. Principal, why are you here? Bai Shinji saw the people behind them. Her eyes lit up when she saw Father Chen following along. She completely ignored their expressions. Is this the professional ethics of your school's teachers? It seems they'll have to handle the transfer procedures for my son. I believe other parents will also reconsider whether to continue choosing your school. Father Chen hung up the phone and walked to my side. From the moment I was told to call my parents, the phone had been on speaker. At this moment, he stood beside me. His intention to back me up couldn't be clearer. Fire her immediately. Our school absolutely will not allow this kind of person to exist. The principal was trembling with anger. He pointed at the Dean of Studies and scolded him. Explain this to me clearly. What on earth happened? If he hadn't heard it with his own ears, he would never have believed that his school had such a materialistic, social climbing teacher. The Dean of Studies was so anxious he was about to kneel. Principal, I really didn't know anything. If I had known earlier what kind of person she was, even if my sister beat me to death, I wouldn't have dared to arrange for her to be in this school. Principal, you must believe me. At this time, Bai Shinji didn't feel she was at fault at all. She was still courting death. Her gaze towards Father Chen was like that of a hungry wolf, wishing she could eat him alive on the spot. She tucked a stray strand of hair behind her ear and put on what she thought was a perfect smile. She sidled up to Father Chen. Sir, everyone has been fooled by this brat. He hit someone on his first day of school. How can he be any good? The classroom fell into a dead silence. How could someone be so stupid and clueless? Father Chen sneered. What my son is like, not for others to tell me. Slap! A crisp slap echoed throughout the classroom. The Dean of Studies couldn't take it anymore. A single slap knocked Bai Shinji to the ground. You fool! Still unrepentant even now. The Dean of Studies was shaking with anger. Can you wake up a little? Not everyone is like you, pretending to be innocent and weak all day, daydreaming about marrying into a rich family. Uncle, how could you say that about me? Bai Shinji clutched her face. Still not giving up, she looked towards Father Chen, giving him a pitiful look. Don't call me uncle. I don't have a niece like you. From now on, your family and I have no relationship whatsoever. If his sister hadn't begged him, why would he have arranged for her to be in the school? At a time like this fool is still thinking about social climbing, truly beyond saving. Bai Shinji would definitely be fired, but he couldn't lose his job. Right now, self-preservation was the most important thing. As for Bai Shinji's fate, she brought it all upon herself. Seeing that the principal's expression had softened a lot, the Dean of Studies was secretly glad he wasn't implicated. Unexpectedly, I tilted my head and chimed in. Uncle, just now, you said you didn't know what kind of person Teacher Bai was, so how do you know she likes to pretend? The atmosphere instantly froze. The Dean of Studies' face turned ashen. His lips trembled as he tried to defend himself. No, I didn't. I just saw how she was acting just now, and guessed she usually acts like that. Such a clumsy lie. Even the elementary school students here wouldn't believe it, let alone the adults. Get out, both of you. Get out. Both of you are fired. Seeing the principal was about to faint from anger, I quickly used my small hand to pat his back gently. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. Getting angry will harm your body and no one can take your place. Oh, good child. Uncle isn't angry. The principal looked at my obedient self and couldn't help but feel a sense of fear rise in his heart. Fortunately, this child is fine. Otherwise, even if the Chen family didn't pursue the matter, he wouldn't forgive himself. After Bai Shinji was taken away, the atmosphere in the classroom gradually became lively. The classmates gathered around me. Chen Fan, you're so amazing. You defeated the robbers all by yourself. That's right. My big boss is super awesome. He snatched the robbers' guns in a flash. Chu Zihao puffed out his chest proudly, as if he was the one who performed the great deed. Wow, so cool, Chen Fan. Are you a Superman? They're children, after all. Everyone quickly forgot the unpleasantness from before, and became one big group. Only Zhuan Xuan sat alone and lonely in the corner. His gloomy eyes were always locked on me. After school, the students rushed out of the school gate, but I deliberately slowed down. I blocked Zhuan Xuan in the hallway, the one who at the mall yesterday had called me a country bumpkin, a hick, and even deliberately tried to frame me with his mother, only to be put in his place. Zhuan Xuan glared at me fiercely. Get out of the way. I looked him straight in the eye. Why did you incite the other students to target me? Zhuan Xuan looked away guiltily. I don't know what you're talking about. My voice was calm. I know that when Chu Zihao suddenly caused trouble this morning, everyone was startled. Only you weren't surprised at all. It was as if you already knew everything. But facing the goodwill from the strange boy, I didn't refuse. In the classroom, the students already knew what happened in the bathroom. They also knew you had given the evidence to the school. They were all waiting for the final result. The belongings of Du Ziteng and the others had been packed up and taken away by their family's maids. Not long after, Lin Xuan returned to the classroom with a swollen red face. His eyes were red, and he was crying while packing his things. And behind him, Director Lin, with a dark face, was following the principal and Father Chen towards the classroom. Cry. All you know is how to cry. Besides crying, what else can you do? Director Lin was annoyed just looking at his crying appearance. He couldn't help but step forward and kick him. After leaving the mall that day, young Miss Jiang, for some unknown reason, suddenly changed her mind and spared him. He had just barely managed to stabilize his company. As a result, this idiot went and provoked someone from the Chen family. Isn't this just asking for death? After being kicked, Lin Xuan fell to the ground. The books he had half-packed scattered all over the floor. He cried even harder. I picked up the pen that rolled to my feet and walked over to give it to Lin Xuan. Unexpectedly, the other party was not grateful at all. He slapped the pen away. Who needs you to pretend to be kind, Lin Xuan? I see you're itching for a beating, aren't you? Director Lin saw him dare to treat me like that right in front of Father Chen and became furious. He raised his hand to slap him, but just as it was about to land, I caught his wrist. My expression was calm. Don't misunderstand. I don't pity you at all. Because you brought all of this upon yourself. I just want to know why from the first time we met at the mall, you had such great hostility towards me. I'll tell you, Chen Fan, the mall wasn't the first time we met. I saw you on the day of the entrance exam. A distraught Lin Xuan roared at me. Why? You're still asking me why now? Fine, he'll tell you why. Lin Xuan wiped his tears. Because I'm jealous of you. I just can't stand the sight of you. We're both clearly illegitimate children. So on what grounds do I have to live so cautiously while you get to be so happy? On what grounds did I have to beg my father miserably just to get him to agree to stuff me into this school while you were personally brought by your father to take the entrance exam? On what grounds did it take me months to fit into the class while you gained everyone's affection as soon as you arrived? I don't remember seeing you that day. I frowned. I had absolutely no impression of Lin Xuan. Of course you don't remember me. After all, you're the young master of the Chen family, and I'm just a lowly, illegitimate child. The strange boy next to him couldn't listen anymore. Are you sick? Just because your life isn't good, you can allow others to live well? What kind of gangster logic is that? Classmate, don't listen to his nonsense. You're not wrong at all. The fact that he ended up like this is all his own doing. I nodded. I only wanted to know the reason for this malice. I had no intention of forgiving him. No matter how unhappy his life was, it wasn't a reason for him to harm others. On the way home, Father Chen frowned without saying a word. His eyes were fixed on the computer screen. Dad? Was Dad unhappy with what I did just now? Father Chen finally snapped out of it. Seeing my misunderstanding, he quickly explained. No, you did the right thing. Never make yourself suffer for someone else's mistakes. Dad is just troubled by work matters. I leaned over to look at the content on the computer. Seeing that I was interested, Father Chen gladly introduced it. This is a security system that Dad's company cooperated with the government to research and develop. It can cover a designated area with no blind spots. Once a dangerous incident is detected, it will automatically alert the police. While sending data to the police, it will also automatically lock onto the target for tracking. If the test is successful, it will be a great help in assisting with crime suppression. Your school is using the basic version of this system, which only has surveillance functions. Father Chen pointed to the red-marked area. This is the system information for your school. A few days ago, we discovered signs that this system had been breached. Speaking of this, Father Chen wearily rubbed the bridge of his nose. Ever since this system was successfully developed, the company has had to endure attacks from hackers everywhere every day. Too many foreign powers want to possess this system. As long as they have this system, they can easily find and obtain what they want. Although St. Helens is just a basic version, if it falls into the wrong hands, it would also be a big problem. Several days have passed, and we haven't found any useful information. The other party is clearly provoking us. He's telling us that, even if he leaves traces, we won't be able to find him. I quietly shrank back. I glanced guiltily out the window. I never thought that simply checking the surveillance cameras would cause such big trouble and lead to such ridiculous speculations. After thinking it over, I took a deep breath, as if I were about to go to my death. Dad, actually, I was the one who hacked the school's system. Father Chen was slightly stunned. Chen Fan, I know you want to comfort me. Thank you. I will do my best to find the culprit and bring him to justice. Father Chen's satisfied smile froze on his face when he saw the phone I handed him. My expression was innocent. Dad, these are the school's surveillance cameras. Afraid he wouldn't believe me? I even specially borrowed his computer to demonstrate it for him on the spot. Father Chen watched my actions, from being half convinced and half doubtful at first, to becoming more and more astonished as he watched. The moment the school's surveillance footage appeared on the screen, he was completely stunned. Where did you learn this? If he hadn't witnessed it from beginning to end, who would have guessed that the suspect they had been looking for was the little boy right in front of him? I learned it from the books in your study. I said it as if it were a matter of course, completely unaware of how heaven-defying my talent was. There were indeed related books in Father Chen's study. The content also matched. You learned it just by reading books? I nodded honestly. Father Chen struggled to recover from the shock. He pointed to what he had shown me earlier, the so-called provocation from the other party. Can I ask why you left traces? To this question, I answered very honestly. In the books, they only taught how to hack the system and how to hide the IP. I don't know anything else. Although he had already guessed it in his heart, hearing the answer with his own ears still gave him quite a shock. In other words, if it weren't for the fact that the books didn't have the relevant content, you might have hacked the system silently, and they would have been completely unaware. To be able to do this just by reading a few books. If he were to learn programming systematically, wouldn't he be invincible? Could it be that he's really a genius? After the astonishment, a sense of pride welled up in Father Chan's heart. He finally had an heir. He hadn't been happy for long when his phone suddenly rang. Director Chen, there's a problem. The headquarters system was suddenly attacked simultaneously by a large number of foreign hackers. It doesn't seem like a spontaneous act, but rather like it was organized and premeditated. Father Chen cursed under his breath. These bastards are only united when they're doing bad things. Immediately notify the government personnel. I'm heading back to headquarters right now. As soon as the car stopped at the company entrance, Father Chen grabbed the computer and ran straight to the top floor with me. The giant screen in the center of the top floor displayed countless small red dots. Those were all the people attacking the Chen Corporation system. In comparison, the green dots representing the Chen Corporation and the government technicians looked pitifully few. Director Chen, it's temporarily stabilized. But the attacks are coming one after another. It seems they intend to play a war of attrition with us. Father Chen nodded. He sat down at the main console. We don't have the advantage in numbers. We have to fight a quick battle. Otherwise, if this drags on, there will be a time when everyone can't hold on. With Father Chen's participation, everyone seemed to have a spiritual pillar. A group of people, each guarding their own screen, dealt with the enemy's attacks in an orderly manner. Big boss, the outer firewall has been breached. Hang in there, I'm coming right now. Father Chen's expression was unprecedentedly serious. The opponent had clearly realized he was the main force on this side, so they deliberately focused their attacks on him. At this moment, he couldn't be in two places at once. Big boss, I can't hold on anymore. The technician who had just called for help. The next second, his eyes were glued to the screen. Wait. Holy crap, who is this? I can even get past the firewall and charge straight to the other side. What? Where? Let me see. Holy crap, so strong. Took down several people at once. Our company has a big boss like this? Huh, not bad. Usually hides their skills, waiting for this chance to show off, right? We know you're amazing, but what time is it to be acting cute now? Set their icon to a white cat. Are they trying to scare the enemy to death with a cute roar? Father Chen finished dealing with his attackers and also looked at the large central screen, only to see a white cat icon starting from our side, cutting through enemies and generals all the way, charging straight to the area with the most red dots on the enemy side. Wherever it went, the red dots disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye. The enemy was caught completely off guard. In an instant, their formation fell into chaos. Almost everyone stopped what they were doing. Each one excitedly looked at the big screen. Suddenly, someone realized something was wrong. Wait a minute, we've all stopped working. So who is that white cat? The top floor fell into dead silence. Everyone looked at each other, with expressions as if they had seen a ghost, until Father Chen stood up and walked to a corner of the room, where I was lying on a chair. Only then did everyone notice there was an extra person here. I sat on the floor, completely focused, staring at the computer on the chair in front of me, fingers flying across the keyboard. My hand speed was so fast it created afterimages. Lines of code scrolled rapidly on the computer. As Father Chen stood up, the others also curiously approached, and were immediately stunned, one by one, as if they were copy-pasted. Where did this kid come from? Holy crap, I'm seeing things. There must be something wrong with the way I woke up. I need to reboot. Before everyone could be surprised, suddenly, many more black dots appeared on the large screen. What's going on? Who are these people? Are we being sneak attacked? No way. We didn't receive any warning. I was finally distracted enough to answer. Don't worry. I created a temporary channel. These are people from the Alliance Forum. They've come to help. Rest assured, they can only see the other side. They can't see you guys. Father Chen smiled lightly. I didn't expect you to be so thoughtful. It's fine. Even if they see, Chen Corporation collaborates with the government. It's not a secret. The other technicians didn't know what to be surprised about first. A few people gathered around Father Chen, watching me operate beside him. Most people, as if injected with chicken blood, went back to their computers to help. A few individuals opened the Alliance forum. At the very bottom of the forum, there was a line with just a few words and a link, but the comment section was built into a skyscraper. Hacker competition, come if you dare, 10 million prize for the winner. When he read the prize money, that technician's voice changed. Isn't that 10 million? Who's paying for it? Father Chen's eyes never left my screen. With the participation of the large army, the red dots on the other side disappeared even faster. The battle was over very quickly. On the screen, a group of black dots with the white cat in the center making a victory V sign. I secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Dad, I helped you chase them all away. Can you let me off the hook for the school camera incident? Don't punish me. I really didn't mean to. Father Chen patted my head. I was just joking earlier. No one is going to arrest you, Dad. The school cameras. Everyone keenly grasped a few key points. Father Chen picked me up so that everyone could see me. Let me introduce everyone. This is my son, Chen Fan. He's also the one who hacked into the Saint Talon system a few days ago. Hello, everyone. I'm Chen Fan. I'm 9 years old this year. Nice to meet you all. I greeted these people sweetly, showing no trace of the person who had just crushed the enemy hackers. Hi, hello. The adults were still reeling from the shock. Their expressions as they greeted back were a bit dazed. Boss, you mean the person who hacked our system is a 9-year-old elementary school student? You're not really kidding us, are you, boss? Under their expectant gazes, Father Chen smiled and shook his head. Uncles and aunties, my dad really isn't fooling you all. It was really me. The cute, milky voice melted everyone's hearts. Looking at everyone's mouths, you could fit an egg in them. Father Chen, whether intentionally or not, asked a question he already knew the answer to. So, was that attack just now also something you learned from a book? No, it wasn't. I learned by copying how you and everyone else did it just now. Hearing that, everyone was even more petrified. Father Chen looked at everyone's expressions with satisfaction, laughing inwardly. Compared to this, his reaction earlier was truly too calm. He felt much more balanced inside. It's unknown who reacted first. More and more people started wailing dramatically. This world is so surreal, there must be something wrong with the way I woke up. Someone give me a brick to help me reboot. I tilted my head and looked at them, unable to understand their reaction. Dad, isn't this something normal that an elementary school student should do? Why are they so surprised? Father Chen patted my head. They sit in front of the computer all day long and haven't experienced the world. Don't mind them. Let's go. I'll take you to meet some people. After saying that, he ignored everyone's reactions behind him and pulled me to another office. Inside, 2 people in uniform were sitting. Seeing them arrive, they immediately stood up. CEO Chen, we've already reported the situation to our superiors. Also, Elder Han said he wants to meet White Cat, who participated in this counterattack. He's already waiting at the bureau. Father Chen nodded. From the moment I joined the counterattack, it was destined to attract the government's attention. All right, let's go. The two looked at each other. CEO Chen, aren't you waiting for White Cat? Father Chen gestured for them to look beside him. Isn't he right here? In front of the meeting room of the security bureau, 2 staff members knocked on the door. Elder Han, the person has arrived. Come in. At the head of the table sat a man with graying temples, but he was a spirited old man. Seeing only Father Chen behind them, he couldn't help but frown. Didn't I tell you to invite the great master White Cat? What kind of work are you doing? I'm here. A clear voice rang out. Everyone looked towards the source of the sound. From Elder Han's point of view, he only saw a small hand reaching out from the other side of the table. He immediately stood up, and sure enough, he saw standing next to Father Chen a thin elementary school student still wearing a school uniform because he was too short, plus the people sitting around him. He was completely hidden. If he hadn't stood up, he really wouldn't have known someone was there. Little friend, you say you're White Cat? I nodded. Yes, it's me. Hello, sir. Someone in the meeting room immediately questioned with dissatisfaction. Ridiculous, don't you see where this is? How can you bring a child here? How can an elementary school student be White Cat? Elder Han also turned towards the 2 public servants with a suspicious look. The 2 who were being stared at immediately explained, although it's a bit unbelievable. White Cat is indeed him. After saying that, they even provided the on-site video. It's no wonder nobody believed it. A 9-year-old student defeated a group of hackers who are internationally renowned, forcing them to retreat repeatedly. Who would believe that? Watching the small figure huddled on the chair in the video, working diligently, the meeting room was filled with endless silence. A moment later, Elder Han's hearty laughter broke the silence. Ha ha ha, the younger generation is to be feared. He took a piece of chocolate from his pocket and gave it to me. Come, sit over there with Grandpa Han. How can we let our great hero stand like this? I'm not afraid of strangers. Thank you, Grandpa Han. That one word Grandpa made Elder Han overjoyed, and his voice couldn't help but get louder. Chen Fu, such a good seedling. Where did you find him? Father Chen rarely replied so respectfully. Teacher, this is the son I just adopted a few days ago. His name is Chen Fan. Since he just came home a few days ago, I haven't had time to organize a party to officially introduce him to everyone. A party? Then you should hurry up. The bureau hasn't had a break in a long time. At that time, I'll call a few more people, old friends to come and join the fun. Yes, teacher, my wife is already preparing for it. Once the time is set, I'll let you know first. Father Chen also didn't expect someone who always dislikes crowds, like Elder Han, would proactively offer to attend a party. It seems he really likes me. I sat next to Elder Han, my stomach growling non-stop. After hesitating for a moment, I finally couldn't resist and secretly unwrapped the chocolate and quickly stuffed it into my mouth. As I looked up, I met the gazes of everyone in the meeting room looking at me. I immediately blushed and sped up my chewing, seeing me like a little hamster sneaking food. Elder Han's gaze became even more affectionate. No need to rush. Take your time. Your father doesn't know how to take care of children. He doesn't even know when you're hungry. Listen to Grandpa. Let's not play with him anymore later. Come to my house. I'll take you to taste my wife's cooking. The others in the meeting room stared wide-eyed. Is this still Elder Han, the serious and quiet man they knew? Allowing someone to eat in the meeting room is one thing, but to be so childish as to, in front of the child and his father, try to drive a wedge between them. As soon as I heard there was delicious food, my eyes immediately lit up, throwing everything else to the back of my mind. Delicious food. Let's go. Let's go, Dad. Let's go together. Seeing the child was won over by food, Elder Han continued to entice him. Little Chen Fan, do you want to be my direct disciple? Then I'll have my wife make you delicious food every day, okay? Okay, I was only thinking about the food. A collective gasp was heard in the meeting room. Ever since Father Chen, Elder Han had never taken another student. Now, after so many years, he wanted to take a child as his direct disciple. How could it not shock them? Father Chen also didn't expect Elder Han to like me this much, teacher. I'm his father. If he becomes your student, wouldn't we be of the same generation? Elder Han shot him a glare. What? You have a problem with that? If you have a problem, keep it to yourself. Either obediently accept this junior brother, or ill pretend I don't have this student. You choose. Father Chen knew his teacher wouldn't change his mind once he decided something. So what if we're the same generation? Doesn't he still have to call me Dad? After the meeting ended, Elder Han pulled me away, afraid someone would fight him for me, and rushed straight into the study, not even allowing Father Chen to enter. Little Chen, don't stand there guarding. Come here and have some fruit. You know your teacher's personality. He won't be coming out anytime soon. Elder Han's wife enthusiastically invited Father Chen to sit. Your teacher hasn't been this happy in a long time. He really likes this child. You should bring him to visit more often in the future. Father Chen nodded. I will. Now that Chen Fan is teacher's student, he'll probably come here to study every weekend. Mrs. Han smiled. That's great. Your teacher's stomach isn't good. He usually eats very little. I usually don't dare to cook much. Now it's great. You'll be coming often in the future. My cooking skills can finally be put to good use. Just now at the dinner table, seeing him eat so happily. He was so happy. Oh, right. Tell me more about Chen Fan's eating habits. I'll make more of his favorite dishes next time. There's no need, Shimu. It's not necessary to go to such trouble. Seeing his Shimu about to take out a pen and paper to write, Father Chen quickly stopped her. Chen Fan isn't a picky eater and has no dietary restrictions. Whatever you make will be fine. He found the couple's enthusiasm a bit overwhelming. As expected, my son is just too outstanding. 8 p.m., the study door finally opened. Elder Han walked out with a satisfied look. Very good, very good. The student surpasses the master, Chen Fu. This kid is much more talented than you. I can be considered to have a successor. I just gave him a refresher on the basics and gave him a few difficult questions. I thought he would take some effort to solve them, but I didn't expect this child not only quickly grasped what I taught, but could also infer many things from one. Learning one thing and understanding 10, those problems didn't challenge him at all. I never thought I'd meet a genius in my old age. This time, I've truly found a treasure. It's because you're a good teacher. I didn't feel like I was amazing at all. In these few hours, I myself have gained a lot, thanks to Elder Han's patient guidance. Elder Han originally wanted to keep me overnight, but seeing I was still in my uniform and there were no spare clothes or daily necessities here, he gave up on the idea. Remember to bring him here to study every weekend. Just like that, I went to St. Thailand for school during the day, and at night I completed homework from school and from Elder Han. Summer vacation arrived. Elder Han finally kindly gave me a few days off. As soon as I got back to the Chen house, I was dragged upstairs by Chen Jiang. Chen Fan, you're finally back. Quickly pack your things. I'm taking you out to have fun. A month had passed. She had long been dissatisfied with the adults' arrangements for me. My little brother is clearly an elementary school student, but his daily homework is even more than hers. A high school student, it's practically abuse. This time, she finally caught a chance when I had a break. Of course she had to take me out to have fun. I was bewildered. Sis, pack what? Where are we going? Chen Jiang pulled out a backpack from somewhere. I'm taking you camping? Since you started school, you haven't had a single day off? This time I'm going to take you to properly relax. The backpack was stuffed full in an instant. See if anything is missing. I looked at the bag that was about to explode, then looked at myself and the spacious room. The corner of my mouth twitched. Sis, nothing's missing. You've brought more than enough. This scene? People who know would think they're going camping. People who don't know would think they're moving. Hearing that, Chen Jiang quickly zipped up the backpack and slung it onto her back, afraid that if she was a step too slow, I would be snatched away by someone else. In the RV were the same young masters and misses from last time, except this time there was an added fatty. It was Zhu Zihao. Seeing me get on the RV, everyone's eyes lit up. Big Boss, I finally get to see you again. Little Chen Fan is here. Brother Chen Fan, long time no see. I smiled and greeted them one by one. Hello, sisters. That one word, sisters, melted everyone's hearts. One by one, as if presenting treasures, they took out the gifts they had prepared. On the way, I was constantly fed. My mouth never stopped. As soon as the vehicle arrived, I hurriedly jumped out. If I didn't move around a bit, I would really die from being too full. The girls also got out one by one. Seeing me looking around curiously, they were secretly glad they chose the right place. How is it? It's beautiful here, right? This is a place we searched for a long time to find. The air is fresh, the scenery is beautiful, and at night you can even stargaze here. Needless to say, it's wonderful. I nodded. It's very beautiful. I really like this place. Thank you, sisters, for bringing me here. Hearing me say I liked it, the girls were immediately energized as if injected with chicken blood. After quickly moving things out of the vehicle, they started setting up the tents and canopy. The purpose of this trip was to let me relax, and also to show off a little in front of me, so when they came up the mountain they had the bodyguards wait at the foot. The driver also, after dropping them off, went down the mountain to meet up with the bodyguards. But these pampered young ladies had clearly overestimated their own practical skills. A tent wasn't even set up after 2 hours. In the end, I couldn't stand watching anymore and helped set them up after reading the instructions. The girls were blushing with embarrassment. They struggled so much but couldn't even set up one, yet I managed to set up all of them in half an hour. I, on the other hand, didn't think much of it. After moving around for a bit, my stomach finally didn't feel so full anymore. After resting for a while, seeing it was mealtime, everyone was hungry, someone suggested having a barbecue. But when the ingredients were all prepared, and after setting up the grill, everyone suddenly realized they hadn't brought any charcoal. Chen Zhang laughed out of anger. No way! Who prepared this? Didn't bring charcoal? How are we supposed to barbecue? It wasn't me anyway. It wasn't me either. Watching the girls argue, I shook my head. If we relied on them, we wouldn't be eating today. I observed the surroundings for a moment. I tucked a dagger into my clothes and led the little tag-along Zhu Zihao into the forest. By the time the girls finished arguing, the two kids were nowhere to be seen. Damn, where's my little brother? Where did my huge little brother go? My little brother is gone too. Everyone looked at each other, stunned. Don't tell me they went into the forest. Don't just stand there. Let's split up and look for them. Zhang Tanyue was the first to react. She immediately dashed into the forest. The others followed close behind, in pairs of two. Each pair chose a direction and went after them, after everyone had entered the forest. Zhang Tanyue then smirked. She leisurely walked in the direction she had chosen. She had already seen which way I went. Being the first one to choose a direction was so she could be alone with me. As for that little fatty, she could just find an excuse to send him away when they met. It can't be helped. Who told me to be so popular? How could she not use a little trick? While she was feeling smug, she was completely unaware of the danger that was quietly approaching. On the other side, Chen Jiang and the others couldn't find me and Zhu Zihao. They weren't familiar with this forest. They didn't dare to go too deep. They could only return to the campsite first. What do we do now? We can't find them. Don't panic. Zhang Tanyue isn't back yet. Maybe she's already found them. Let's wait for her and see. If we still can't find them, then we'll have to call for rescue. Chen Jiang was also very worried inside, but she knew she couldn't afford to panic now. Time passed, second by second, minute by minute. Just as Chen Jiang took out her phone to make a call, I walked out of the forest with Zhu Zihao. Big boss, we gathered so much. It's enough to last until tomorrow. We can't have skewers, but we can have teppanyaki. Hearing the noise, everyone rushed over. Their appearance scared Zhu Zihao so much he almost dropped the branches on the ground. Little brother Chen Fan, where did you run off to? You scared us to death. I was bewildered. We went to gather branches, otherwise there'd be no fire. How could we cook? Chen Jiang was still scared. Why didn't you tell us? It's dangerous for a kid to go into the forest alone. What if you got lost? Zhu Zihao peeked out his head. Big Boss's sister. Big Boss already told everyone. It's because you were all arguing that you didn't hear. Besides, Big Boss didn't go alone. I went with Big Boss too. I can protect Big Boss well. Sis, why did you hit me? Zhu Zihao held his head. The branches in his arms fell all over the ground. Zhu, you didn't give him a kind look. You're not a kid, are you? You also know you made everyone worry. Promise you'll never act alone again. Only then did everyone let them off. Hey, something's wrong. You two are both back. So why isn't Zhang Tanyue back yet? Reminded by Chen Jiang. Everyone realized someone was still missing. That's right. Didn't she go in the same direction as Chen Fan? Why isn't she back yet? Chen Fan, did you two see her on your way back? Chen Jiang was a little worried about her best friend. I shook my head. No. On the way, besides me and Zhu Zihao, there was no one else. That's strange. It was clearly the same direction. Could a person just vanish into thin air? Zhu Ya doubtfully took out her phone and dialed Jiangtan US number. For a long time, no one answered. Why isn't she even answering her phone? She probably didn't hear it. Try calling again. Zhu Ya called again. This time the call connected. Hey, Miss Jiang, little brother is back. Where did you run off to now? I fell into a pea. The signal in the mountains is bad. Jiangtan US voice was intermittent. Static. Couldn't hear anything clearly. P? What? Cave. Zhu, you still couldn't hear clearly. What cave? What are you thinking? Hurry back. Whatever beautiful scenery there is. Wait. After we eat, we can take little brother Chen Fan to see it together. Beep, beep, beep. The call suddenly disconnected. Juya looked confused. Chen Jiang asked with concern. What's wrong? What did she say? Where is she? Juya pieced together the information based on the few words she heard. I don't know. The signal was bad. I couldn't hear very clearly. It seemed like she said not to wait for her. Told us to eat first. She'll be back in a little while. She said she saw a cave and is enjoying the view. Hearing that, everyone sighed in relief. It's fine as long as she's okay. Alright then, let's start the fire and cook first. It'll be just in time for her to eat when she gets back. Luckily this time, among this group of young ladies, there was one who knew how to cook. After I helped start the fire, she put the grill on and skillfully grilled the meat. By the time everyone had eaten and drunk their fill, Zhang Tanyue still hadn't returned. I didn't eat much. I had already eaten quite a bit on the way. Plus I had a bad feeling in my gut. Sister Jiang still isn't back. Let's go look for her. Chen Jiang was also a little worried. In her impression, Zhang Tanyue wasn't someone who acted recklessly. It's so late and she's still not back. Something might have happened. So she took out a few walkie-talkies from the car. Maybe Zhang Tanyue took a turn somewhere on the path. Well, split up. Be careful in the forest. Remember to leave marks along the way. If anything happens, call on the walkie-talkie immediately. Juya, you and your brother stay at the camp and wait for orders. If there's any danger, go down the mountain immediately and find help. Yes, sir. Everyone played along, gave a salute, and left, laughing heartily. In their view, Zhang Tanyue was probably doing it on purpose, hiding to make them worry, just waiting for them to go looking for her, then jump out and give them a scare. Based on Zhang Tanyue's personality, she really was capable of doing something like this. Chen Jiang let out a sigh. She followed me in the direction Zhang Tanyue had gone. I searched along the path for a long time, but there was no sign of Zhang Tanyue. I couldn't help but frown. This place was far beyond where we gathered branches. If Zhang Tanyue had come here, there's no way I wouldn't have seen her then. Besides, I don't remember passing any caves on the way. Still unable to find her. Chen Jiang grew impatient too. Don't tell me this girl got lost. Where are we supposed to look now? The sky was getting dark. Visibility is poor at night. It's not safe in the forest. Plus, it's about to rain. We have to find Sister Jiang quickly. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous. I suddenly picked up the walkie-talkie and said something. All right. Little brother Chen Fan will listen to you, sister. The walkie-talkie quickly received responses from other groups, but from their cheerful tones. You could tell. They weren't paying any attention to what I said. Chen Jiang thought I was mistaking the darkening sky for overcast weather. She couldn't help but ask, rain? No way. I specifically checked the weather before we came. Today is supposed to be a sunny day. I can smell it. The moisture in the air has gotten heavier. Chen Jiang sniffed the air. She couldn't smell anything, but she still subconsciously quickened her pace. The temperature on the mountain is low at night. If it rains, it will get even colder. They had put on extra clothes when they went out, but Zhang Tanyue was still wearing. It's very likely she'll suffer from hypothermia. I carefully observed the surroundings. I noticed the grass in one direction had been trampled. I immediately pulled Chen Jiang to change direction. After walking for a while, a fog suddenly rose in the forest. Chen Jiang's heart immediately sank. My little brother was right after all. The dark sky plus the fog made visibility even worse. If we still can't find her, I'm afraid even we will get lost in this forest. Sister, you have to stay close to me. We still haven't found Sister Jiang. You can't get lost too. Chen Jiang didn't argue. She let me lead her. It gradually started to drizzle. The other groups were all communicating via walkie-talkie. Group 2, it's really raining. Little brother Chen Fan is a god. Group 3, we've been searching for so long. Why haven't we found her yet? Don't tell me something really happened? Group 4, the rain is getting heavier. This isn't going to work. Everyone, head back first. We'll go down the mountain to find help. The other groups replied one by one. But there was still no reply from your group. Group 4, Chen Jiang, little brother Chen Fan, answer if you copy. Group 4, Big Boss. Big Boss, can you hear me? Could something have happened? Sob, sob. Big Boss, hurry up and say something, no matter how the other groups called. There was no answer from the Chen siblings. Everyone realized they had completely lost contact. On the other side, Chen Jiang wiped the rain from her face. Chen Fan, the rain is getting heavier. This isn't going to work. Or maybe we should head back first and call for rescue. I shook my head. The place we just passed must be the cave that Sister Jiang mentioned. She must not be far. Let's try a little longer. If we still can't find her, well, go back. Chen Jiang didn't say anything more. She followed me as I continued forward. Suddenly, I stopped in my tracks. Chen Jiang didn't have time to react. She almost crashed right into me before she could even ask what was wrong. She heard my excited voice. I found her. What? Where? Chen Jiang looked in the direction I was pointing, only to see a large pit in the ground 30 centimeters away from me. If I hadn't stopped in time just now, I'm afraid I would have pushed him down, lying down at the edge of the pit, by the light of the flashlight. I saw Zhang Tanyue shivering below. Sister Jiang, we're here to save you. Zhang Tanyue reacted a beat too late. She looked up, almost bursting into tears. She opened her mouth, trembling. You all finally came. Chen Jiang poked her head out and also saw the miserable state of her friend. Jiang Tanyue's whole body was covered in mud. There were many scratch marks on the pit wall. Clearly, she had tried many times but couldn't climb up. Damn, how did you end up like this? You just wait. I'll pull you up right now. The pit was over 2 meters deep. Pulling someone up with bare hands was unrealistic. Chen Jiang looked around, but couldn't find anything that could be used to pull someone up. She hurriedly took out the walkie-talkie to call for help. Hello, hello? We found her. She fell into a trap. Everyone, hurry and bring the rescue rope here. After a long while, there was no sound from the walkie-talkie. Chen Jiang grew anxious. Can anyone hear me? Hello? Is anyone there? Stop calling, sister. The forest and mountains will affect this signal transmission. Besides, we've gone too far. We're already beyond the walkie-talkie's range. They can't hear you. Without hesitation, Chen Jiang took off her jacket and threw it to Jiang Tanyue in the pit. She couldn't find any tools nearby. She couldn't watch her best friend wait to die here. How about this? You wait here. I'll run back quickly and get help. I shook my head. There's no time. Shivering, slow reactions, slurred speech. She's already showing signs of hypothermia. She can't wait for you to go back and forth. Jiang Tanyue, at the bottom of the pit, clearly also heard their conversation. Her eyes grew even more frantic. Save me. I don't want to end up like that person. Chen Jiang was stunned. Like who? Could there be someone else in this pit? The two of them shone the flashlight into other parts of the pit. Sure enough, they saw a person on the other side. But it was a dead person. It looked like they had been dead for a long time. The bones were exposed. Only fragments of skin remained. Crap. Chen Jiang was so scared she fell to the ground. Her face was pale. Dead. There's a dead person. In comparison, I was much calmer. Sister Jiang, are you injured anywhere? Jiang Tanyue nodded. She pointed to her right leg. I sprained my ankle. I can't stand up. Okay, I understand. I smiled at her. Sister Jiang, hang in there. I'll get you out right now, okay? My words seemed to have a magical power. They suppressed the fear in Jiang Tanyue's heart and made her inexplicably believe that I could really save her. I took out my dagger. Lying down at the edge of the pit, I quickly carved several holes into the pit wall. I also found a few slightly larger rocks and jammed them firmly into several spots. Chen Jiang looked at the Z-shaped holes I had carved. They must be for climbing. You made these. Don't tell me you want. For her to climb out herself? But her leg is injured. She can't even stand. I shook my head. Someone has to go down and bring her up. Chen Jiang frowned deeply. Although she had rock climbed before, but that was always with safety measures. Even if you got tired, you wouldn't fall. In the current situation, the pit wall would only be more slippery after the rain, free climbing without any protection. But even she alone couldn't guarantee if she could climb up, let alone carrying a person, even though it wasn't too high. It was an impossible task, but whether she could do it or not, she still had to try. Jiang Tanyue was her best friend. She couldn't abandon her. Okay, I'll give it a try. I paid no attention to her. While she was still reacting, I jumped down. Crap, Chen Fan, are you crazy? Chen Jiang felt the blood drain from her body. When they get home safely, she was definitely going to take me to the hospital for a brain scan. A 9-year-old child. How could he, under these conditions, carry a person with a larger build, much bigger than himself, and climb out of the pit barehanded? Does he really think he's a Superman? At the bottom of the pit, I continued to carve a few more holes. Only then did I walk over to Jiang Tanyue. I still had a smile on my face, as if what I was doing was just a perfectly normal thing. Sister Jiang, do you trust me? I can get you out. Jiang Tanyue looked at the boy's hand extended in front of her. Her state of mind could no longer be described as just shocked. She knew she shouldn't believe him, but in her heart, a voice was urging her, listen to him, give him your hand. As if possessed, she did it. The next second, the skinny boy in front of her firmly carried her on his back. I walked to the side with the carved holes. I had tested the pit wall while carving. It was still quite solid, plus the leverage stones I had interspersed in between. As long as I acted quickly, I should be able to climb out before the soil completely loosened. Jiang Tanyue was prepared to fall, but unexpectedly every step I took was very steady. I didn't tremble at all on the way up. I was even in the mood to talk to her when Chen Jiang saw the two of them emerge from the bottom of the pit. She didn't even have time to be amazed. She hurriedly reached out to pull them. A loud clap of thunder boomed. All three of them fell to the ground. It was only then that Jiang Tanyue truly felt she had really been saved. I let out a sharp breath, regulating my breathing. While still carrying her, I was about to stand up, but was pushed down by Chen Jiang. This kid, do you think I'm dead? Leave it to me. Chen Jiang directly untied the clothes that bound the two together, draped the jacket over me, carried her best friend on her back with one arm, and quickly walked back. She didn't dare to look back. She was afraid to see her little brother's constantly trembling hands. She was afraid her little brother would see her tears. When she saw me actually carry Jiang Tanyue out, although she was amazed in her heart, it was more of a heartache. Even though our parents didn't say it, she could also feel. This inexplicably adopted younger brother has some unusual things about him. What this 9-year-old boy had gone through before, she didn't even dare to imagine. I finished getting dressed, hid my hands in my sleeves, and quickly followed. Drip, drip. A warm liquid dripped onto the ground, standing out against the cold rainwater. Chen Jiang, from now on, Chen Fan is my real little brother. If you dare to bully him, I'll fight you to the death. If before she was nice to me because she had found an interesting new toy, Then from the moment that small figure carried her, from that moment on, she truly saw me as family. Chen Jiang's voice was also a bit choked up, but she still replied to her best friend, "Do you even need to say that? He's my little brother. You'll never be able to take him from me. All right, stop crying. Be careful or Chen Fan will see you. He wouldn't want us to worry." Both of their voices were very low, and with the rain drowning them out, not a single bit of it reached my ears. Because the rain was too heavy, and there was a lot of thunder and lightning, walking in the forest was very dangerous. They returned to the cave entrance they had just passed. Someone might have lived here before, and left behind some dry firewood. I went to start a fire, and then pulled out from somewhere a package wrapped in foil. "Sister Zhang, you haven't eaten anything tonight? You must be hungry. I brought some with me when I left. Although it got a little squashed, you should eat some. Replenish some of your strength." Zhang Hanyue looked at what I was holding. The food was completely crushed, but she didn't show any disgust, took it and stuffed it into her mouth. She ate while tears streamed down her face. It still had my warmth on it. Clearly, I had kept it close to my chest. "Thank you, little brother Chen Fan. This is the most delicious thing I've ever eaten." Chen Jiang shot her a look. "As the great young miss of the Jiang family, what kind of delicacies haven't you eaten to be so satisfied with just a piece of barbecue? Is it any of your business?" Little brother Chen Fan gave it to me. I'd say it was delicious even if it were crap. The corner of my mouth twitched. They're from wealthy families after all. Why do they use such vulgar language when they argue? Sister Jiang is still shivering. "You should hug her for a while." "I should hug her?" Chen Jiang looked disgusted. "If she's cold, let her warm up by the fire." Jiang Hanyue also looked reluctant. "That's right, they'll warm up by the fire. No need for a hug." "Sister, warming yourself directly by the fire while you're wet risks rewarming shock," I said with a serious expression. After school starts, all 3 divisions of St. Tilan, elementary, middle, and high school, have to participate in outdoor military training. Seeing you like this makes me really worried. In the end, the 2 of them reluctantly hugged. After my reminder, Chen Jiang and the other one finally remembered the military training. "Don't worry, little Chen Fan. Sister Jiang is very capable, you know. This little military training is a piece of cake. Just watch me win first place for you then." "You? Capable? And first place?" "First place in your dreams, maybe. Someone who can fall into a trap while camping doesn't deserve to say that." Chen Jiang mercilessly mocked her friend. Boom! A loud thunderclap suddenly echoed in the sky, interrupting their argument. I, who was sitting by the fire, suddenly jumped up, gripping my dagger tightly, looking out of the cave with a wary expression. Zhang Hanyue and Chen Jiang were startled by my actions. "What's wrong? Someone's coming?" Just as I finished speaking, a beam of light shone in this direction. A middle-aged man in a raincoat appeared at the cave entrance. "Are you kids the companions of that expedition group?" "That's great. I finally found you." The man turned off his flashlight, shook the rainwater off his body, and was about to step inside, but he stopped when he saw the dagger in my hand. "Don't be afraid, little one. I'm not a bad person. I'm a local from nearby. I happened to meet your friends coming down the mountain for help, so I came to find you. I didn't let my guard down at all. It's raining so heavily. What are you doing up the mountain?" The man sighed, looking very helpless. "Isn't it because of you young people? Young people nowadays all like to go to scenic spots to check in without paying any attention to the danger. This mountain has many hunting traps dug by the nearby villagers years ago. Every year someone accidentally falls in. So I occasionally come up the mountain to patrol, especially in harsh weather like this." Originally, seeing my reaction, Chen Jiang and Zhang Hanyue were worried sick. Hearing this, they both secretly sighed in relief. "So that's how it is." Chen Fan put the knife down. Chen Jiang spoke up. I didn't say much either. I put away the dagger and sat back down. The man approached, checked on the 2 girls inside. Luckily, the pit wasn't too deep. The injuries aren't too serious. Just hang in there for now. Tomorrow morning when the rain stops, it'll take you down the mountain." Chen Jiang nodded. "Yes, thank you for the trouble." "No trouble? No trouble at all." The man waved his hand, found a corner, and sat down. "It's getting late. Get some rest." The temperature in the cave gradually rose. Plus, with Chen Jiang hugging her, after an exhausting night, they were both worn out. They quickly fell asleep. Even I rested my head in my hands and fell into a deep sleep. Late at night, a figure stealthily approached the cave, where Chen Jiang and Zhang Hanyue were in the back. A cold light glinted, a meat cleaver swung towards the legs of the 2 girls. "Uncle, what are you doing?" A child's voice sounded. The voice was very quiet, but it startled the man. He quickly retracted the cleaver and turned his head to look. I had woken up at some point. In the firelight, my eyes flickered, but they seemed to see through everything. Nothing. I just saw that your jackets had slipped off and wanted to help cover you up. The man pretended to pull the jackets over them. "Uncle, I advise you not to touch them." I stood up, flexing my wrists. "Okay, I won't touch them." The man awkwardly pulled his hand back. "If I accidentally ruin these clothes, I wouldn't be able to afford to replace them. You weren't planning on paying for them anyway." At some point, my gaze had turned cold. "You're the one who murdered the person in that pit, aren't you?" The man's eyes turned sharp and immediately returned to normal. As he walked towards me, he reached into his jacket. "Little one, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Did you see something in the mountains? Tell me about it in detail." I paid no attention to him getting closer and snorted coldly. Why bother asking when you already know? Before you came to find us, you already went to that pit, didn't you? It was because you saw the climbing marks inside that you wanted to kill us, isn't that right? Since it had come to this, the man stopped pretending, completely dropping his hypocritical mask. He pulled a sharp meat cleaver from his jacket. Kid, you're much smarter than your two sisters. How did you figure it out? Facing the murderer who was about to strike again, I wasn't scared at all. I pulled out my dagger and mimicked his posture, fiddling with it. You said you came up the mountain to patrol and rescue people, but you didn't have any rescue equipment on you. Second, when you saw Sister Zhang's injury, a sprain could clearly be caused by many things, but you didn't ask at all and just assumed she was injured from falling into the pit. Third, you said you met our friends on the way up the mountain, which means you should have come from the left side of the cave, not from the direction of the pit on the right. In short, my sharp gaze shot towards the man. You were lying from the very beginning. You didn't come to save us, you came to silence us. The man laughed darkly, a laugh like a demon from hell. What a smart kid. It's a pity if you hadn't seen what you shouldn't have seen. I really wouldn't have the heart to kill you. I frowned and put my index finger to my lips. Your laugh is unpleasant. You better shut up. Don't wake my sisters. Behind the man, the two girls were huddled together, their faces now abnormally flushed. Clearly, from being soaked in the rain, they both had a fever. I have to deal with this murderer quickly, and then take my sisters down the mountain for treatment. The man suddenly swung the cleaver at me. I dodged nimbly. My arm ached to the point of near numbness. I couldn't block his attacks head-on at all. I could only look for an opening during the fight and take him down in one blow. Chen Jiang was finally woken by the noise and opened her eyes to see me being chased and attacked. She screamed in fear. Be careful! The man's attention was drawn and he laughed sinisterly as he rushed towards Chen Jiang. Kid, I can catch you, but you think I can catch them? Chen Jiang's head was splitting. Seeing the cleaver swinging towards her, she wanted to dodge, but her body had no strength left. Die! In the nick of time, cold light flashed. A blood-curdling scream echoed in the cave. The cleaver in the man's hand fell to the ground, his wrist gushing with blood. This time, Jiang Hanyue was also woken up, looking around in a panic. The man fell to the ground, trembling from the pain. I stood there, the dagger in my hand continuously dripping blood. If you looked closely, you would see that my hand was trembling slightly, uncontrollably. With a cold expression, I raised my foot and stomped on the man's thigh. Just a little more, just a little bit more, and that cleaver would have struck Chen Jiang's head. How dare this person harm the family I had finally found after so much difficulty? Unforgivable. I told you not to wake my sister. Why didn't you listen? After two cracking sounds, the man's leg bones were broken. He passed out from the pain. Chen Jiang and Jiang Hanyue, who had already witnessed me disarming someone barehanded and climbing a cliff barehanded while carrying a heavy load, thought they wouldn't be too shocked by this scene. But they couldn't help but be astonished. It took them a long time to react. Chen Jiang struggled to get up, wanting to check on my condition, but lost her strength and fell back down. The next second, she felt a cold touch on her forehead. Chen Fan, are you cold? Why are your hands so cold? Chen Jiang took the small hand from her forehead and held it in her palms, blowing warm air on it. I shook my head. Sister, it's not that my hands are cold, it's that you're too hot. You have a fever. We have to get down the mountain quickly. If this fever continues, these two will be cooked silly. Thinking this, I took both of their hands, put them over my shoulders, supported each of their waists with my hands, and used my strength to lift both of them up at the same time. Sister, I'll take you down the mountain. That's enough. Chen Jiang couldn't take it anymore. She pushed my hands away with all her strength and fell back to the ground. Tears streamed down her face endlessly. I panicked. Sister, did I hurt you? I'm sorry. That's not it enough. Chen Jiang cut off my apology, yelling at me for the first time. Chen Fan, just because your classmates praised you a few times, do you really think you're a Superman? Being scolded for no reason, I was a little dazed. My eyes looked at her with confusion. Chen Fan, do you think we're all blind? That we're all idiots? That we can't see how tired you are? How long are you going to keep pushing yourself? Look at how your hands are shaking. You're just a child. Can you stop always putting others first? Can you care about yourself for once? I unconsciously pulled my hands into my sleeves, hiding them behind my back, and gave my usual well-behaved smile. Sister, I'm fine. Liar Chen Fan, is it that hard to admit you're tired? Why do you always have to act so strong? I stood frozen on the spot. In the laboratory there was no one, and no one would care about the life or death of a killing tool. But I saw my sister's red-rimmed eyes, saw Jiang Hanyue's trembling shoulders as she turned away, and it felt like something warm was flooding my heart. Chen Jiang lowered her head. She hated herself immensely, hated her own weakness, hated that every time she was in danger, she had to rely on her little brother to save her. She hated this feeling of powerlessness with a passion. I'm obviously the older sister. I'm obviously the one who should be protecting you. I obviously want you to be able to rely on me too. In the cave on that rainy night, the three injured children were silent. Finally, I slowly approached and rested my head on Chen Jiang's knees. Sister, I'm so tired. Fortunately, the rescue team arrived in time, so they didn't actually die on the mountain. In the hospital room, Captain Chen finished taking the statement and was now having a staring contest with me. What kind of constitution does this kid have? Why does he run into criminals so often? This time, thanks to you kids. Otherwise, who knows when this murder case would have been solved. But how did you know the killer had sadistic tendencies? Captain Chen looked at me doubtfully. After being rescued, I provided a clue to the police. After investigating, they indeed found a filled-in pit in the killer's yard. It was full of the corpses of small animals, all of which had their legs chopped. I looked at Chen Jiang, who was still unconscious in the hospital bed, because when he first attacked, the knife was aimed at my sister's leg. He wanted to reenact the crime scene. The leg bones of the corpse in the pit also had cut marks. I guess he injured the victim by cutting them and then pushed them into the pit, watching the person struggle in the pit, which stimulated his twisted psyche. Perverts like him, after getting a taste of their first crime, are very likely to reoffend. The animal corpses in the yard are the proof. And my sister was unlucky. She fell right into that pit, discovered the body, giving him a reason to do it again. I used the most innocent voice to say the most terrifying things. Captain Chen couldn't help but click his tongue. He also secretly admired this child's powers of observation and deduction. You have what it takes to be a police officer. Do you want to apply to the police academy when you grow up? I shook my head. I've had enough of fighting and killing. I don't want to make my family worry anymore. I just want to live a normal life with my family. Captain Chen was just saying it casually, so he didn't take the rejection to heart. He got up and led his team away. In front of Old Han's house, a standoff was taking place. Don't even dream of it. Old Han stood at the door, slipper ready in his hand. A few days ago, you said you'd let the boy take a leave, to rest for a few days. I agreed. And what happened? Something happened the very day he went home. This time, I absolutely will not agree to let you take him. Chen Fu stood outside the door, the image of a dapper elite in a suit, rarely looked so troubled. He was also very helpless. As soon as I returned to the Chen house, Chen Jiang took me away. Just after coming down from the mountain, Old Han picked me up. He hadn't even had a chance to see me throughout the whole process. And in the end, he had to take the blame. He felt so wronged. He silently cursed his thoughtless daughter 800 times in his heart. Teacher, this time is really different. Chen Fu took out a gold-plated invitation card from his jacket. The Chen family's gold-plated crest sparkled in the sun. My wife spent a month meticulously preparing for the party, just to formally introduce Chen Fan to everyone. You have to let me take the guest of honor home. I've also brought the invitation for you. Didn't you say before to let you know when the party was ready? Here, I brought it to you first. Old Han, whose beard was bristling with anger, softened his expression a lot after seeing the invitation. That's more like it. But rest assured, teacher, I guarantee I'll assign 3 more bodyguards. I've also disciplined that girl, Chen Jiang. I guarantee nothing else will happen. Chen Fu spent a while more persuading, guaranteeing that there would be no more mistakes, and only then did Old Han let me go home.